Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at an article from CNN Politics. Now, this was written by Chris Cillizza, the supposedly CNN editor at large, okay, published on April 3rd, and it's from The Point with Chris Cillizza, the soy-filled bitch who's got a hard-on for Trump, who lies out his ass about Trump, is going to basically make it sound like, Trump was being childish for calling out Schumer and the Democrats' bullshit, okay, with what's going on with the Wu flu, all right? And he's the most immature, infantile little prick on the face of the planet these days with how Trump deranged he is and the stupid shit that comes out of his mouth. I've seen some videos that he's put out during the pandemic that have been ratioed so fucking bad and, called him out and made fun of him. It's not even funny. It's like a regular fucking occurrence with this dumb bitch these days, because he's like, I'm gonna attack Trump, instead of maybe I should talk about the pandemic. And people are like, you know what, maybe you should pay more attention to the pandemic than you do attacking Trump. A lot of comments were basically telling him that. Anyway, on Thursday afternoon, moments before he urged people to take politics out of the coronavirus fight, President Donald Trump sent an absolutely unbelievable letter to Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. You're talking about Trump. This is what's funny, all right? They literally paint him out to do these things, and then they go, well, he put out this unbelievable letter. But if you're saying he's this, and this letter supposedly backs up your bullshit, then it shouldn't be unbelievable that he sent the fucking letter. It really is that simple. But see, they try to sensationalize. They try to fucking push this thing of, big bad evil orange, man. And they literally contradict themselves in their opening. But, because literally they portray it as, well, Trump just says all these things and he does these stupid things. And then when he does something that they're trying to say is stupid, it's unbelievable that he did it. Okay, makes no sense, but all right. Anyway, the letter which the White House released and my producer, Allie Gordon, transcribed reads like how would you, wait a minute. You had to transcribe a fucking letter? It's already written down. Would you need busy work for her? What did she, fucking middle school or junior high detention, copy the fucking, the detention book down, and she fucking just literally wrote it word for fucking word? Because that's what it sounds like you had her do. But anyway, so my producer, Allie Gordon, transcribed reads like a sort of Mad Libs you might fill out and leave in the locker of your 7th grade enemy. Okay. It makes abundantly clear that Trump is annoyed with Schumer's push for a more robust federal response to the coronavirus pandemic and angry at the New York Democrats' push for White House trade advisor Peter Navarro to be replaced as the coordinator of the Defense Production Act. So basically, Trump's like, you have no fucking power to say who the hell should be replaced. So calls him out for his bullshit, and you got a problem with that. Okay. According to Schumer, Trump called him Thursday afternoon and said he had tried unsuccessfully to keep the letter from being sent. Oh, bullshit. Bullshit. Trump don't fucking try to do shit like that. That's not how he operates. But they got to push a fucking lie. Whatever. I went through the letter. It's about a page and a quarter and pulled out the lines you need to see, which it's funny. You need to see this. They take shit out of context. And what's funny is they try to take shit out of context and paint it as bad, but it really isn't. But so you can read the whole thing here. All right. But there below. Thank you for your Democrat public relations letter and incorrect sound bites, which are wrong in every way. Democrat, and away we go. So wait a minute. He calls out the fact that Schumer and the Democrats have lied, talked out their ass, spewed nothing but fucking shit. And you're just going to try to dismiss it like that because you can't actually address that. So you're like, well, yeah, I'm just going to dismiss it. See, Democrats, boom. Damn. That's the typical argument of the left when they try to go up against something they can't actually address. Is they go, well, you said this, so I'm not even going to deal with it. Yeah. And that's what he just did there. Number 2, Vice President Pence is in charge of the task force. By almost all accounts, he has done a spectacular job, which is the case. The only people bitching about Pence is MSNBC and fucking CNN. This is classic Trump stuff here. Pence is receiving rave reviews by almost all accounts. In fact, many people are saying the vice president is doing the best job leading the coronavirus task force than anyone has ever done. Spectacular. See, he can't actually respond to that. So he just creates this infantile bullshit. This is what CNN has been resorted to. This is a guy who is an editor at CNN. And he is literally unable to formulate any sort of response. It doesn't even have to be articulate and intelligent, but just some form of response that actually addresses what Trump said. He just pulls this infantile fucking bullshit like he's fucking 12 years old. Cillizza, you're a pathetic little... Oh, dude. You know what? Someone should take you, put your head over the friggin... the Mexican guy from Boondock Saints 2 when they're over at the IRA's, arms guy, and he holds up the two pistols and asks if he's gay. Yeah, you're looking pretty fucking gay here, dude. And I don't mean that in a happy way. You are literally looking like a soy-filled bitch. You are like you should be on Queer Eye and not one of the guests, that's getting a makeover. Oh my God. Number 3, the Defense Production Act has been consistently used by my team and me for the purchase of billions of dollars worth of equipment, medical supplies, ventilators, and other related items. Trump signed the DPA more than a week ago, but there were a number of questions as to whether he would actually use it, because he kept saying it was a worst-case move and warned that it reeked of socialism. Okay, yeah. And they used it on the note of coordinating. They did not have to use it on the note of forcing a company into producing goods that were necessary until GM started dragging their feet on the ventilators. And he was right. And this is what gets me. So basically what Cillizza's saying here is he's upset that Trump wasn't authoritarian enough. Okay. Number 4, we have given New York many things, including hospitals, medical centers, medical supplies, record numbers of ventilators, and more. He can't even respond to it. So he takes Colonel Nathan Jessup from fucking A Few Good Men. I have neither the time. Oh, hold on. You can't handle the truth. I got to get my Nicholson on for this. I have neither the time or the inclination to explain myself to a man who rises and sleeps under the blanket of the very freedom that I provide and then question the manner in which I provide it. I'd rather you just say thank you and go on your way. That was a really shitty fucking impersonation. But that doesn't even respond to what he's actually saying. And that's not what Trump has said here. What he basically said is, we've done a lot for New York. We've, the hospital ships in the harbor, including hospitals. It's true. Medical centers. They've set up temporary medical centers. Medical supplies. They've shipped a shit ton of medical supplies there. They've shipped thousands of fucking respirators. This is his response. Oh, look at Colonel Nathan Jessup. That's not what Trump said. This is how desperate Cillizza is. He actually thinks this qualifies as fucking news. CNN actually went and said, yeah, it'd be a good idea to put this out. They didn't look at this shit and go, dude, you're really starting to look like a fucking moron. Why the hell did we hire you as an editor? No one's done that. And he thinks he's so edgy and he's so fucking cool doing this shit. Dude, Cillizza, you're a fucking joke. Number 5. As you are aware, the federal government is merely a backup for state governments. Unfortunately, your state needed a far more of a backup than most others. That's a factual fucking statement, and it was not unreasonable to say. New York was not prepared for this type of situation, and you would think when you literally have people living on top of each other, the city of New York would have been prepared. You would think when you have the outlying boroughs and everything else, and you've got a high population state like New York, the state itself would also be prepared for those, the eventuality of a fucking pandemic. But they weren't prepared. See, this is what's funny. He states a fucking fact, all right? And this is the response from Cillizza. The fault, as always, lies with someone other than Trump. See, Schumer should be grateful anything he gets from Trump because New York did so poorly in preparation. See, it all makes sense, right? Right? Oh, excuse me. Considering New York did so poorly in preparation, this is the fault of fucking, the mayor of New York City and Cuomo, the governor. How is that Trump's fault? That they were not prepared. All right? The first line of defense should be every state and their government. All right. Then, if it gets beyond the capabilities of the state to handle it, that's when the federal government should be stepping in. That is how this country was founded. That is the intent. So, yeah, it is their fault. They were not prepared. Say otherwise. See, you can't even respond to that. So you play this infantile shit. Well, it's always someone else's fault, right? Right. And you don't even try to explain why, because you can't. Number 6. If you spent less time on your ridiculous impeachment hoax, which went haplessly on forever and ended up going nowhere except increasing my poll numbers, and instead focused on helping the people of New York, then New York would not have been so completely unprepared for this invisible enemy. Ding, 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 ding. I think we have a winner with that comment because it's 100% factual and it gets right down to where there were, lapses and failures. So you had lapses in judgment and failures all around. And I love this. So pointing out the fact that if Schumer and the rest of the Democrats weren't focused on their impeachment bullshit, well, there's signs coming out of, China of this pandemic, is going to be a shit show. Well, they're trying to cover it up. And, you don't have, say, the House Intelligence Community's, leader there, the little fat little fuckwit Nadler, all right? Because you don't have him looking into that, and he's more concerned with impeaching Trump, all right? There's a failure on Congress's level there, but, whatever. So, anyway, well, let's see his response to that. We're back to impeachment. Yeah, because it's a valid fucking point, you dumb shit. Also, there is zero indication that the impeachment trial had any significant effect on the ability of Schumer or anyone else to be prepared or not for the coming coronavirus. Bullshit! That's complete bullshit. Because they were focused on that, and all they cared about was getting the big bad evil orange man out of office like you, okay? It caused a situation where this was going and starting to run rampant. And when Trump closed off, traveled to China, you turned around, people like you went, that's racist, that's xenophobic, and acted like complete and total morons. Anyway, as the Washington Post's Philip Bump details, the trial ended on February 5th, and in the months of February and early March, Trump himself visited Mar-a-Lago 3 times, his hotel in downtown Washington once, and his hotel in Las Vegas for a 3-day stay in late February. Okay, and how many times did Obama go golfing during the H1N1 friggin' situation that he waited almost a year before he declared a fucking state of emergency? How many fucking times? Well, he waited almost a year. So don't even, you little sleazy shitbag. Because at that time, you and everyone else is going, it's just a flu, bro. Don't worry, it's just a flu. And now, when it turned out it wasn't, now you want to try to turn the tables. But we were always the ones that were saying it was serious. And what did Trump do? Well, you were all off pulling your fucking bullshit and being idiots and saying, don't let xenophobia scare you. The CCP says it can't be transmitted from person to person. Go out in large groups in public. Let's talk about what you people were doing. Oh, but you want to keep it on Trump, who didn't react badly, but to the situation. Whatever. Number 7. No wonder AOC and others are thinking about running against you in the primary. If they did, they would likely win. That's a damn straight statement, because you know what? Schumer's pissed off a lot of people. AOC, the Justice Democrats, they're shady, shifty fucks. They could probably give him a run for his money. There's very little evidence that Rep. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is planning a primary challenge to Schumer in 2022. In fact, the only person who is talking regularly about this, Donald Trump. Bullshit. They are actually talking about it all over the place, you lying little sack of shit. You are just trying to cover that up because the Democrats are trying to redistrict her out of the whole fucking game, all right? And there's a little war going on between the Justice Democrat little progressive pieces of shit like AOC and the rest of the squad, and your establishment Democrat, globalist, China dick-sucking pieces of shit. And if you try to district her out, she is going to run against Schumer. That is a fucking given. She might just do it for the sake of it because she's talking about primarying all these motherfuckers out that they can get rid of on the Democratic Party. She's talked about it's been mentioned, and she said something about the possibility of going up against Schumer. So don't even. You have been missing in action, except when it comes to the press. Number 8. Very true. You don't see Schumer unless he's, able to talk to the fucking press and talk shit. Why is the word press in quotes in the letter? My kingdom for an answer to this eternal question. Because you're not fucking the press. You are propagandist pieces of shit, Cillizza. That is why. You are not the press. I am more the fucking press than you, and I don't even consider myself someone who actually does, like, news reporting. Okay, I'm more commentary, and I am more fucking press than you propaganda piece of shit. I know I'm some fucking YouTuber. You disgusting, vile, scummy piece of shit. You have a right to free speech, but you ain't the fucking press, dude. All right? Because you ain't calling out the lies. You ain't calling out the bullshit. You're not reporting on stuff. Okay? I'm pointing out the lies. I'm calling out the bullshit like I'm doing here with you. So go and get triggered someplace else about having the press put in quotes. You poor baby. What a fucking piece of shit this guy is. He thinks he's a fucking elite member of this supposed press that no longer or really truly exists because it's all fucking propagandists and shitbags in the legacy media. Number 9. While you have stated that you don't like Andrew Cuomo, you ought to start working alongside him for the good of all New Yorkers. Huh. Very valid point. But somehow this pissed off Cillizza. I dug around the internet for some evidence that Schumer said he didn't like the New York governor but couldn't find it. Maybe Trump knows something I don't. The closest I came was the fact that Cuomo was sharply critical of the $2 trillion economic stimulus bill that Schumer negotiated with Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin last month. Oh yeah, I'm sure you couldn't find anything. I'm sure there isn't anything out there. If I get a chance, I'll do another video, maybe in a couple days, where I'll actually go and see if there's actually some proof for this one, because I want to see if he actually couldn't find anything, or if he's just talking out his ass. I'm thinking he's talking out his ass. Anyway, number 10. I've known you for many years, but I never knew how bad a senator you are for the state of New York until I became president. Ooh, snap. That's fucking low blow right there. Well, a well-deserved low blow, but that is a fucking low blow. It's true, too. Look, we've known each other for a long time now, but it's only as of late I have realized how terrible you are at, life. Worth noting, Schumer won re-election with 71% of a vote in 2016. Oh, so basically where you could take fucking Hitler or Stalin, or, well, actually, if it was Stalin, they'd probably think he was a great guy, but you could take Pol Pot. Well, they'd probably think he was a good guy. Okay, you could take Pinochet. I know no one on the left's going to like Pinochet, all right? Mr. Helicopter Ride himself. You could take fucking Pinochet, put a D next to his fucking name, and he could get elected in Schumer's fucking district if Schumer wasn't running. Hell, he probably could get elected if Schumer was running. So come on now. In a fucking diehard Democrat district where they voted for him for fucking decades, he gets 71% of the vote, and you make it sound like that's proof of anything? What were the fucking numbers for the turnout? It was people are like, well, Chuck's just going to always get it, and the numbers are low. That doesn't mean fucking shit. Which I'm guessing it doesn't mean shit. I love his response to the last one. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to call. You gotta love how he takes that last part where he's, it's the closing of the letter. Leaves out some stuff in between, I'm sure. And then he goes, in his response, "You're the absolute worst. Call anytime. This feels like a good place to end." So basically, he calls out Chuck Schumer shit and says, well, if you have any questions or issues or whatever, feel free to call me. After he called him out, after he's laid out how things are, how he knows how things are, how he knows what the shit is with Schumer, basically calls out his bullshit. And this is Cillizza's response. I mean, this is what's funny about all this. I mean, come on now. They're literally trying to play it like Trump wanted to hold this letter back. Yeah, bullshit. Trump tried and wanted to hold this letter back. I do not believe that. Trump's not the type of person to hold something back like this. Oh, God. Fucking Cillizza. Dude, you soy-filled bitch. You're fucking pathetic, dude. Seriously. This is like the desperation of CNN right now. This is the desperation of Cillizza, who basically has made his bones as of late going after Trump. He's so desperate. This is the type of shit he's going after. When people are looking at him attacking the president because the president's looking good right now in his response to the Wu flu, all right, they got to attack him because they got to try to make it look like, he's evil, bad, and he isn't doing a good job because they can't control the narrative right now. They're trying to. I mean, you got CNN, MSNBC, and others literally cutting away from these, the Wu flu updates with the president, and then taking all this shit, what they can try to get out of it, out of context, and attack him with it. And they go, well, we think that you're too stupid to be able to watch it yourself. There's a lot of stuff there that you really shouldn't be subjected to. Why wouldn't you want them subjected to it? Because it doesn't go with your fucking narrative. It doesn't go with the bullshit you're trying to push. You're trying to make Trump look bad, and he doesn't look bad in them? Most definitely. Which is what Cillizza's trying to do with this. Because literally, everything that Trump said here, all of these 11 things, were reasonable. Yet he tries to make it sound like they were way off base and they were wrong and he had no right to say them. And look, it's just Trump being an bad orange man. It doesn't work like that. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.